Okay, so last session, you were all stranded on an island, and essentially you found a derelict ship sitting in the harbor, and through some spelunky means, managed to find the mage key that was needed to essentially get the thing moving again and escape the island that you found yourself on. So we will return to that where you've picked up a dwarven lady who is now traveling with you, and really the question I think for a lot of us is like, where are we going from here? So let's sort of start the scene with you four in the captain's chambers around the table. Your new dwarven friend, whom you've sort of gotten to know a little bit better since this time.
What's her name again?
Let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. Orle. So Orle is sitting with with you four around the captain's table, sort of plotting the course. So there's four places marked on the map as potential places to go. You have the Abragarian port city of Prisca. You have the further north port city of Bakat. You have the place you originally left from and that started this whole adventure, which is the Four Cities. And you have a sort of defensive, like, weird fortress called the Froby Tower out on the cold wilderness. So, do any of you know how to captain this thing?
Ooh.
I'm more used to the air, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm a pirate captain.
Then pilot it. Do your thing.
Okay, so you know what's going on. You know how to get this thing moving. Because you have a crew, and we have the people to run this thing. But we definitely can't afford a long voyage, so it has to be one of these places we stop at. You know, you can't really eat guano for food. I mean, you could, but it'd be very nasty. So where do you propose we make sail for then?
Can't remember the options.
You have the northern frozen city of Bakat. You have the fortress of Froby Tower. You have the large port city of Prisca. And you have the four cities of Edhanon, which are further south. And that's where you originally left from.
I don't think we should go back to the Four Cities.
Probably not. We should keep low and try and avoid that area for now.
Let's go to the Frozen City.
Yeah.
Bakat?
Bakat.
Okay.
Really? We should go get supplies, maybe?
I'm sure
So maybe go to the port city then?
I'm sure Bakat has supplies.
So, from where you
It's still
are...
a city, right?
From where you are, Bakat is the furthest destination. Froby is the second closest, and then Prisca is probably the closest.
Let's go to the port city then.
Alright, and like I said, I have connections with resistant groups here, so if you need a place to stay, if you need, allies, I can get you those.
I'm sorry, what are you resisting?
What, me?
Yeah.
Stop resisting.
What? Stop.
Damn, I'm just a cop.
Well, there's a murderous upper class that's sort of, systemically killing off all of us, so I think I will, in fact, keep resisting, but thank you for your input. Whoever you are. You strange, draconic man, you.
Dragon Boy.
Dragon Boy. Yes. So, so where are we making for then? Where?
Port
Port
City.
City!
There's two of those.
Prisca.
Okay. Here I'll post the map just so that you have that to work with. Obviously, that's something you would probably have on hand while making these choices. So
I've been looking at it.
yeah. Oh, okay. Excellent. So yeah. All right. So what is the name of this like organization you have running?
Oh shit,
Or
this question.
Whatever this group is.
The Bad Boys.
We've been sailing for a day or two now, and I want to get to know you all better.
Pierre's Bad Boys.
No, absolutely not.
Counterpoint. Absolutely.
Well, all right. That might be a bit of a big question. How do all of you know each other?
We don't really.
Yeah,
No, there was nothing that sort of brought you all together.
I mean, crime, I guess.
Right.
I'm on a hunt. I don't know none about crime now.
Are you criminals?
I'm on a quest.
You're crying.
Now, obviously, for both of you, or for pretty much all of you, this is the first you've actually heard of, like, Kaneda mentioning some quest he's on.
Quest?
Quest? What sort of quest are you on?
Quest. To complete my final trial.
Well, what's the
Huh?
trial?
To become, I don't know. They just told me to. They just said once you complete the trial, you'll know.
You'll know. That's very esoteric, but I
Very,
suppose
very.
it's not really my place to comment on, the training methods of your people.
Why did that sound low-key racist?
Yeah, it's not my place. I'm not going to.
Your people.
Yeah, I mean, listen. He stands out like a sore thumb.
The dwarfs are racist.
I'm not. Very well, but you make what conclusions you will. I'm just saying I don't know much about his training methods, and so I think it would be rude of me to say if those were weird methods or not. Let's see. What about you? And she sort of points a finger at Apollo. Why are you here?
Sent out by my tribe, to basically check up on the material plane and foresee any dangers that could relate to us.
I think I might have a good lead for you then.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's really my place to say it, but I think once we arrive at Prisca, the danger itself will make it's kind of obvious. Prisca, you see, it's built on the skeleton of a bird. Not just any bird, of course, like a very ancient, weird elemental creature. And so if there's anything that's going on that would be relevant to the elemental plane of air, that would probably be it. Though, far be it from me to understand what motivates the people there.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this information.
Yeah, I will warn all of you though. When we get to Prisca, it's it's not an easy city to get acclimated to. It's a very harsh place. So I wouldn't blame any of you for keeping your heads down.
Harsh how?
Harsh as in divided, let's say. There is... I mean, you all know that Abrigar, which Prisca is the capital of, was at war recently. Their king got ousted, and right now there's essentially a pretender, a marshal that served the king ruling the city. And while the old king was not good by any means, this marshal is, well, a bit of a tyrant. You know, disappearances are common. The control of skyblood is getting tougher. There's harsher crackdowns, and the vulture knights are roaming the streets in higher numbers than ever before. What's that?
Did you say skyblood?
Okay, so remember those bones I mentioned? Essentially, they leak some sort of strange fluid that's kind of an important tool in like longevity, essentially. The city is essentially built on a giant pool of this blood, and you know the wealthy keep very tight control on it, and essentially it provides long life. It gives you, you know, great strength, all these wonderful things. And so it's a very controlled substance. Why do you ask? Oh, right, the bird thing. You all got a bit quieter. You all okay?
I'm good. Just give me a sec.
And Kaneda like runs off to do whatever he will on the ship's main deck. And the rest of you, are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
Just taking in information.
Okay. I'm sorry that to get you mixed in all of this. Once we're there, if you wanted to go your separate ways, I wouldn't blame any of you.
Oh my god, hi.
Hi, did you cut out?
Discord crashed.
Oh, that's not good.
Might be. What was the last thing you heard?
Skyblood.
Yes.
It's like...
Okay.
And you heard my rant on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that's essentially what she said, and then she was like, Apollo, you've gone quiet. Is everything okay?
Will they try and hunt me if they see me there?
I mean... I think you'll be okay. Aarakocra aren't a very common sight around here, though, so we'll definitely get some funny looks.
Okay.
I would say keep a hand on your sword, but you should be okay.
Duly noted.
And as you guys sail over the next few days, and you sort of make your way towards Prisca itself to get supplies, you notice the air gets a little bit thicker and like a little bit smokier. And as you start to see the city of Prisca off in the distance, So the first thing you notice is the red mist that sort of hangs over the entire place and even creeps deep out into the harbor ways. And then the second thing you would notice would be the very notable and very large, like, rib bones sort of sticking up out of the ground that go from, further in to the plateau, out even into the harbor. And buildings are put, under the ribs, on top of them. Some of them are even connected by little bridges. And as night falls, there's basically these very large towering ships in the harborway. There's little fortresses, manor homes, a large market that sort of winds its way through the center of the rib cages up to the plateau in the most inland part of the city. And there's like little airship harbors as well on some of the higher ribs where airships sort of park and unload goods as well. So as you pull into the harbor at night, what do you do?
My health is still pretty low, and I think I need to find something to rest. Maybe an inn would be.
I mean, we had ample time to rest on the boat itself.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the tavern.
So she sort of Orlais sort of fills you in on, what the major notable places are in Prisca. So I've sort of dropped that in voice text.
Let's hit the tavern.
I mean, it's a city. There's more than one, my dear.
Let's hit the good one.
The good one. You want to go to the upper class places they have in the Plateau District?
Nah,
No.
some place
I
good
thought you
for
wanted the
good for
ones,
a soldier.
though.
Yeah, the good ones, as in good for a soldier, as in lively, not posh and bougie.
Bougie. Interesting. Oh yeah.
I like my taverns to have some character to them.
All right. Well, there's plenty of seedy, sailor and former, military type taverns in the harbor district. I won't stop you.
So who's coming to the tavern?
Me.
Nice.
Very well. And what are you going to do with the boat? It's sort of a large ship that, and she sort of gestures at the side of it. It's like this is an Abragarian ship, and you're pulling into their port. They're going to expect that their own soldiers are coming off of it. And
Ooh, yeah.
I respect all of you, but you don't strike me as Abragarian soldiers. Do you have a plan for that, before hitting the tavern?
I believe this is not our boat, so I mean, we could all hop off of it and leave it right outside of the harbor and not dock.
Do you want to swim all the way in?
We could.
Not to mention, Roberts here has his entire crew on this thing.
Ooh, yeah.
You can't just scuttle the entire lot of it all.
Yeah. It is an excellent point. Um, can you come up with a good lie to tell the whoever runs the port? It's not the best thing to do, but it's either that or we get killed. And I'd rather not die before I finish this rite of passage I have to do, which I don't even know what it is yet because they won't even tell me.
Strange. Well, do all of you have a plan, or are we going to get, thrown in prison?
Um, me and what's Bigfoot's character's name?
Apollo.
Paula can just jump off the boat and head to the tavern. But y'all figure it out.
That is, very selfish of you, Kaneda. And also not a very, long-minded plan, considering, if they capture us, they can just interrogate us for who you are.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Mr. Pirate, you're probably the most experienced when it comes to pulling into port, under fire, as it were. Do you have any bright ideas?
I would say we shouldn't pull in support at all. I think leaving the boat elsewhere is a great idea, just not in the middle of the harbor. We should look for a safe place to drop anchor, maybe a few miles down.
See, now someone's finally thinking. Very well. There's two good sights that you can see from where you are, using like a spyglass. So there's sort of, to both the north and the south of Prisca, the cliffs sort of pull up and there's plenty of caves patched into it. You have a more forested area to the south, and you have a less forested, more farm-centric area to the north.
Let's go forested.
Okay. So you sort of start moving the ship southwards, and the water here gets more and more choppy. And as you start to pull in, you notice that the caves around here have a lot of sharp rocks and things like that make it a little bit difficult to pull a ship in. So I'm going to ask right now.
Well, we're not pulling the ship all the way to shore. We're going to drop anchor out of shore and take them.
Oh, and row in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, then yeah, just drop the ship here, and you drop a little rowboat. And it's all right. So our goal here is to get supplies, meet up with the resistance, and get you all integrated in. Yes.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Tavern.
Orlay's kind of overjoyed by how easily this is all going. Alright. So tavern? And she's kind of confused and doesn't really know what to make of Kaneda's just bluntness. Should we get him a drink? He seems insistent.
Seems like a place to make connections anyway. Surely there must be one that caters to more resistance oriented.
Yes. All right. We'll go to the Street Hound Tavern. That one's a bit more inland, but it has the most friendly faces that I can think of, and you should be at least not picked up as easily there.
Perfect.
That's great.
And she sort of looks at the company she's keeping. 2 Dragonborn, 1 Ganassi, and 1 bird person. It's like, they're all going to stick out like a sore thumb. Oh, do we have hoods? Do we have anything?
I mean, worst comes to worst, we can always handle a tavern fight.
It's not the tavern fight I'm worried about, it's the city guard. You know, you all told me you got into a scrap in the 4 cities, which is not good, but their guard there is a bit incompetent. Here, though, it's a very different story. I would do your best not to get in trouble here.
Hmm.
Here, do you have anything to sort of hide who you are to some degree?
I have a cloak,
Well,
like robes.
I suppose that will do.
What do the rest of y'all have?
Nothing.
I don't think there's hiding what I am or who I am.
Big old beak.
Very well. Well, let's hope this goes well. And you all begin rowing towards the city. So, or do you row towards the city, or do you make your way in on land?
On land, we'll look less suspicious that way.
Okay. So you sort of, you weigh your anchor in some sort of fairly sheltered part where you can sort of keep your ship obscured. You row to the forested area outside of the city and begin to make your way on land. So the first thing you notice is as you approach the sort of black stone outer wall that borders this place, is that there's a small line to get into the city, and there's like carts, people bringing in stuff like hay, like metal bits, like barrels of wine, stuff like that. And there are these guards in these sort of bird-like looking helmets that are essentially like shaking down, both for money and for like what what goods they're bringing in on like everyone who's passing into the city gate.
I'm gonna just try and blend in with the crowd and sort of, I'm pretty small, but like maybe sort of just scrunch down a little bit and try and avoid eye contact.
Can we try and like sneak past them?
Yeah, there's plenty of ways. What's your plan?
How many guards are there, and is it just one entrance?
There's about 4 of them, and at least on this side, there only appears to be one main entryway.
Is there like a wall?
There's a very large black stone wall and sort of an archway that everyone is passing under that, unlike, a lot of medieval cities, doesn't appear to have like a gate or anything on it. So it's just sort of a large archway that folks are passing under. And there's I think I mentioned this already, but there's about 4 guards shaking people down.
Okay. Can someone cause a distraction?
Come on, cantrips.
I kind of spaced out for a second.
Well, essentially, Kaneda wants to bust into the city, and he's asking for the idea of making a distraction to get past the 4 guards who are searching everyone who passes by.
What you got, 6?
I have fog cloud, but that's pretty limited. Prestidigitation might do something.
We could put a fog cloud around us, and then we just run.
More people
It's
are passing through the line, and you're getting closer to the front.
Well, quick, we gotta decide on something.
Yeah.
Just whatever you think is best. Use your judgment. Let's go.
If not, I'm throwing an axe at one of the guards, and then
Oh!
we figure out something after that.
Oh.
Alright. I'll go ahead and cast fog cloud and just try and push through really quickly.
Okay. So, what does fog cloud do? I'm not familiar with that one.
3-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The sphere spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses.
Okay.
Oh, that can cover the whole area.
Mm-hmm. So where's the point of origin that you're gonna center it from?
I'll center it just behind the guards.
Okay. And then does this spell have any like components or anything?
It says V and S. I don't know what that means.
Verbal and somatic, which means you have to say some words and do some hand gestures. So how do you do that without, looking suspicious?
I chant very briefly under my breath and do a very simple hand gesture, just a slight way.
Okay, so just like, head down, murmur, 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 swish hand, and do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, trying your best to look inconspicuous, you sort of, make some hand gestures that really could be mistaken for you fidgeting. And behind these weird, bird masked men, like a bubble of like, what does the fog look like?
It's just fog. It's just
Okay.
normal.
Normal. Well, remember this city has like a red mist that hangs over it. So, is it red mist or is it like normal fog?
It's whatever the ambient liquid is.
Okay. So, in that case, it kind of looks like a further manifestation of like this deep red fog that hangs over the city naturally. And yeah, it's like you're wading through like a heavy mist of blood. It's essentially, everything's completely obscured. And if you wanted to, now you could try and just, sneak past the guards.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because right now nobody can really see anything. And you hear just the scuffling of heavy metal.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and sneak past them.
Time
I'll
to push.
take a 1.
Alright, if you're gonna sneak past them, just like, how are you sneaking past? Are you trying to be quiet, or are you just bolting past them?
I'm bolting past him.
Yeah, I'm bolting.
Yes.
Okay, give me athletics. For all 4 of you.
Alright.
14.
Okay.
So let me... Athletics.
— 14.
2 14s.
So you want us to roll for it, or?
Yeah, just give me a quick athletics check.
Eleven.
11?
16.
Okay, so, the guards are sort of scuffling around, and they notice that someone bolts past them, but they never get a good glimpse at all of you. And you're all able to make it into the Forestry District pretty much unnoticed, really. So the Forestry District is it's the newest district. The buildings here are much shorter than the rest of the city. Instead of being made of stone, a lot of them are made of wood, and it's definitely like a poorer person's district, with only a few upper class buildings, at the more northern end. This part of the district, especially at this time of night, is relatively quiet for the most part. But you can see lights on in many of the buildings overlooking, the cobblestone roads. Alright, we've made it past. So, what do you want now? Where are we going?
I thought we were going to a tavern.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Alright, completely skipped my mind. Sorry. Right. And with that, she sort of leads you all towards the Street Hound, which is definitely a seedier establishment around these parts. The Street Hound, it doesn't look like a very tall building, only about 3 stories tall, but it looks very wide. Like the street it's on, it goes sort of deep into the alleyway. And she looks at you and she says, "So listen, there's 2 parts to this building. There is the front half where anyone can go, and then there's the back half, which is the safe house for resistance groups. While you're in the front half, don't mention the back half, and also keep in mind that the people in there are not necessarily resistance fighters. So there's going to be one contact in the place that knows the passcode for the back. I have not been to the Street Hound in a long time, though, so I don't know who it is." And with that, she sort of, sort of gentlemanly, opens the door for all of you.
Alright, I guess we enter.
Inside, there's sort of a low, chandelier. Not made of, gold or anything, but made out of, just sort of wrought iron. And some heavy candles. Sort of, placed haphazardly through a sort of wide seating area on a low ceiling.
Are there any people there?
There are...
No, it's empty. Of course, there's people there.
No, there's quite a few. This is the night rush. You have many of the folks either hooded, keeping to themselves on the fringes of the place, or you have the large, boisterous crowds near the middle, sort of singing and chanting and challenging each other to, little hand games, the one where they take the knife and dance it around their fingers, or the simple card games, or arm wrestling matches, things like that.
Could I approach one of the more sketchy looking people?
Yeah, on the sides. Sure.
Yeah.
There's a couple humans. There's a couple half-orc fellas, there's a dwarf or two, and there's like 1 or 2 elves.
I'll go up to one of the elves.
Okay, so it's sort of this older elven gentleman, sipping on a cup of wine, sort of wistfully looking out the window. His hair seems to be already graying a bit. And he looks over at you and he says, "Well, that sure is interesting."
Who, me?
I would assume you, yes.
Yeah, I'm not from around here. I was maybe hoping to get some information.
Information? You're not from
Um,
around anywhere, are you?
no.
What can I do you for? Please, take a seat, my dear.
Alright, I'll sit down.
Would your friends like to come take a seat as well?
Yeah, I'll have a seat. Thank you.
I go over to the people having fun.
Alright. We'll do your scene in a moment. We'll play out this one first. Quite a motley crew you've got with you. So what can I do you for, Miss
You can call me Apollo.
Apollo? What can I do for you?
I'm actually a guy. But thanks.
Oh, you birds all look the same to me. I couldn't tell an owl's gender from 2 inches away.
Fucking racist.
Elves may in fact be racist.
I mean, elves are super privileged.
200% of elves are racist.
True.
So what can I...
Elves, all they do is be privileged and shame all the other races.
Man, you can't find no good elves these days. All they know is be racist, eat lembas bread, and lie. So, Mr. Apollo and Ms. And this elf sort of looks over at 6. 6. Excellent. What can I do for both of you?
I was wondering if you could maybe tell me a little bit about, the weird, like, bones sticking out of the ground.
Oh, the ribs. What about them?
What did it belong to?
Oh, well, to be frank, I don't quite know. I think that kind of information could get you in a lot of trouble if I were to tell. You have anything that could be like an insurance to someone like me? And with that, this gentleman sort of like rubs his fingers together a little bit.
Oh shit, let me check. Do I have any money?
I mean, why would we pay for information we can't verify?
Yeah, you're right, 6. He's probably full of shit.
Probably full of shit. Well,
He seems trustworthy enough.
I'll have you know.
I'm gonna pass one coin along the table and ask him to continue talking.
I'll have you know, a dear family member of mine actually worked as a scholar up on the Plateau District Hill. So I will have you know that I am a very trustworthy source of information on this. And secondly, I can tell you this much, is that in some sort of ancient time, there were the primordials. We all are taught that in school. They fought with the gods to form what we have today, yada yada. Apparently, this is the remains of one of those primordials that's just sort of fell to earth in a fight with one of the ancient gods. I don't know if I believe that myself, but that's what the rumors say anyways. And Apollo, you know this much, the primordials are generally just like very powerful elemental creatures. So, you have elemental fire, water, earth, air, and the others, the weirder elements. And there's like primordials for all sorts of those kinds. So this, could be any of those.
Is there one for like nickel, like uranium?
Yeah, there's like more niche elementals.
I want to meet the potassium elemental.
Yeah, don't let him near the water elementals though. I hear they have an explosive relationship.
Oh god.
I mean that's about as much as I know. Why?
Well, I may have heard sort of something mentioned about this weird thing called skyblood.
Oh, skyblood. The delicious ichor of the city. One drink of it and you're guaranteed 10 years extra on your life. For short-lived creatures like humans, it's basically as valuable as gold to them, if not more so. I personally have no need of the stuff, but the humans go wild for it.
Would you know how to maybe acquire some?
Acquire some. Acquiring some through non-legal channels is extremely dangerous, and I would never get into that sort of business.
So then what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Mostly sit here, wistfully think of lost love, and write poetry.
I don't think I like you very much. But thank you.
Well, I don't really like you either. You rat with wings. Leave me.
I'm gonna go talk to one of the humans.
Alright. Let's see. One of the ones carousing, or one of the ones sort of minding their own business?
One of the ones minding their own business.
Okay. Let's do Andres and or not Andres. Let's do Kaneda and Pierre's thing first. Our two dragon boys. So what did the two dragon boys do?
So I went to go have fun with the people who look like they're having a really fun time.
Mm-hmm.
So I take like my hood off and attempt to join them.
Okay. So you sort of hop a squat down at the center bar, and they're sort of roughhousing all around. And you sort of sit yourself between this sort of large half-orc who's got like a headband on, and a sort of shorter dwarf in like loose but like working man's clothes. And they say, "Oh, you're here. You look like a strong man. Do you think you can beat Leroy? He's beaten everyone at the lumber camp." You see the half-orc next to you sort of flex his muscles.
Fire.
Fire.
I don't... Hold on, my mind blanked. What did you say again?
Oh my god. Essentially, the dwarf looked at you and he said, "Do you think you can beat Leroy? He's beaten everyone at camp. He's so strong. He can lift a tree trunk on his own. Come on, beat Leroy in an arm wrestling contest and drinks on me."
Alright.
Leroy's just sort of flexing his muscles, and like all the woodcutters nearby are like sort of awed and inspired at him.
Alright, I'll do it.
New challenger, eh? Put your elbow down. Let's see what you got.
All right then.
And Leroy like plops a huge arm down on the table. The thing essentially looks like a python.
Ooh.
Well, you gonna grab? Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. And you two sort of lock hands, and let's give a strength check real quick. Let's see if you can beat Leroy here.
Nigga.
What'd you get?
I got 7.
7? Okay. Well, do you do any dirty tricks to like get an upper hand or anything? Or is Kaneda honorable?
Kaneda's honorable.
Okay, so no dirty tricks played here?
Nope.
Alright, so you and Leroy sort of lock hands for a moment, and you see why this guy has the reputation he does. You know, you two tug it out for a second, but Leroy overwhelms you, and with a heavy thunk, your hand goes down. And it's like, see what I mean? No one beats Leroy. Here, I'll get you a little drink. You put up a good fight anyways. And the dwarf fellow, waves over the barmaid and gets you like a little glass. It's like a little glass for a little man. Here you go.
A little man.
Yeah, a little man. And he looks over at Pierre and he says, "Isn't he a little man, this one? He looks like a baby dragon. Do you have trouble taking care of him?"
All right now.
Your pirate friend said nothing. I think he abandoned you.
Pierre's laughing at Kaneda.
Oh, I don't know that pirate guy.
I'm gonna challenge.
You're gonna challenge Leroy?
You're gonna challenge Leroy?
Alright, let's see what you got then.
You sure about this?
Hell yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna try to psych him out beforehand. I'm gonna like do a little flexing and do an intimidation.
Alright, let's see. Give me a check for that. So you're gonna flex to intimidate him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5.
What is the strength of your guy?
12.
12.
I'm stronger than you.
Yeah, 6 is stronger than you.
Yeah, but
The fucking wizard has bigger muscles.
I'm a pretty boy. Now I'm gonna roll for actual strength.
Okay, so the dwarf sort of chuckles to his friend, and he says, "My goodness, I didn't know skeletons could flex like that, eh?"
He's a dwarf. I can't be beat by a dwarf.
And you sort of sit down with Leroy, and Leroy just sort of giggles to himself, cracks his neck, and fucking slams you not only to like the ground in an arm wrestling contest, but you like fly over the counter. And there's pretty much universal cheers from everyone in the room.
Damn.
Leroy offers you a hand up.
I'm gonna take it.
And he hauls you back up and he says, "Well, it was a good.
I'm gonna laugh about it.
It was a good try, anyways. Tell you what, I'll give you this. I bet I could beat you, and he takes off a ring he's got on one of his fingers and puts it down. am even willing to bet this I can beat Pirate Boy here.
Beat him in what? Who says this?
The dwarf fellow who's with Leroy.
Ooh.
Come on, what do you got, Pirate Boy? Let's see.
How nice is the ring?
It's a nice enough ring. It looks like it's definitely not real gold, or if it is, it's a foil. But it's not the worst thing you've seen by far.
I'll put down 2 silver pieces.
Okay. And everyone starts like going like chanting, like pirate, pirate, pirate.
Pirate! Pirate!
I hope the pirate loses.
Beat your ass, Canada.
No, you won't. I have higher strength than you. I'm stronger than you.
We'll see about that.
Okay,
We
so
will see about
so
that.
you're going head to head with the dwarf.
Do it, chicken. Go head with the dwarf. You have no honor if you don't.
Okay, I rolled a 6, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna do a sleight of hands to sneak the ring and the money into my pocket.
All right, give me a sleight of hand.
Like as he slams down and the table shakes, I'm gonna.
All right, give me a sleight of hand, you little bastard.
Oh my god.
14.
Damn!
So you lose the arm wrestling contest, but your other hand was busy swiping the ring and the silver. And once the contest is over, the dwarf sort of looks around for his ring and he goes, "Oh shite! I must have dropped it." And he sort of leans down. You can see his butt crack, and he's like looking on the ground for it. Kaneda, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh no, Canada's a cop. Canada's definitely he notices.
Perception. Okay.
Wait, shouldn't it be passive perception?
It's okay. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Stupid. 9.
Call me
9.
stupid?
Why are we rolling so low today?
I don't know. That's.
I don't trust bots.
But the DC for that was only 8 because like you're standing right next to him.
No, the DC should be what I rolled for a sleight of hand.
No.
Yeah.
Are you arguing with God?
No, it's
Yeah.
well.
Will never take any opportunity to not argue with God.
If it's a 9, I can see that being construed that way. So Kaneda, you don't see nothing too crazy,
Mm.
and everyone's sort of laughing at the dwarf who can't find his thing, and laughing at you for losing the contest, and everyone's having a good time when there's a heavy knock at the door. And everyone goes kind of quiet for a minute. We hear you're harboring fugitives. Open the door.
I quickly put my hood up.
I'm gonna like put my head down, sort of duck down, and
Yeah, let's all do that.
Okay, where are you ducking down?
I'm gonna
just
duck
like
out into the bathroom.
Okay.
just like under the bar, like oh I dropped something, sort of.
Okay. And then Kaneda 6, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna just put my hood up, face the bar, and act like I'm just having a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am just gonna have a drink casually.
And 6, what about you?
I'm just gonna sit very still and not draw attention to my.
Okay. And the tavern owner, who seems to be sort of this older woman, opens the door, and a couple of these vulture helmet wearing guys come in, and they're sort of looking around, and they say, "Ma'am, you know we respect your establishment dearly, but have you seen any of these people?" And you can see it's sort of a list of wanted folks. One, and it's all four of you plus your other two party members. It's like we've heard that they were spotted here after fleeing a crime from Valento. If you have any information, let us know. Their capture is of high importance. The ma'am sort of nods her head, and the vulture knight sort of looks around, and he doesn't see anything too suspicious. And he says, "I wish you a good night, ma'am." And sort of makes his way out. And everyone in the tavern is still kind of quiet even after he leaves.
Food! And I'm gonna throw, like, anything I can find just at a random person across the room.
Alright, let's say it's mashed potatoes, and, give me a performance check, then.
Okay. Oh, God. 9.
So you sort of huck a mashed potato at that elf you were talking to from earlier, and, like, the room still stays quiet. But now people are just kind of looking at you. You hear one like, where's the bird?
I'm gonna smear mashed potatoes all over my face and run out the bar. But, like, in the back. Run out the back door.
Wow. I think we found the Brita of the group.
Mom's spaghetti. Spaghetti falling out of my pockets. Full of regretty. So Apollo mashes potatoes over their face and sort of awkwardly bolts out of the room. And you sort of run into Pierre, who is also headed towards the bathroom in the back. And it's like both of you suddenly get pulled into a side room. And you see this sort of this human fellow who you were gonna talk to earlier, but sort of made his way out of the way. It's like, right, you two resistance.
Yeah.
And looks at Pierre.
I shove him. I elbow him.
Silent type, eh? Well, if you two are resistance fighters, I'll tell you this. You would do well not to attract that much attention to yourselves.
Idiots.
Might as well shoot a flare gun next time.
I mean, I have this face. There's not really, much I can do.
So you decided to assist in making yourself a pariah by mashing mashed potatoes into your face?
Might as well distract from my buddies. If they take me down, that means they're busy taking me down and not someone else in the resistance.
Right. Are there other members with you aside from you two?
Oh yeah, there's and I'll just kind of peek my head out.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see them?
Yeah, they're in the main room of the tavern. Kaneda's hunched over at the bar trying to look inconspicuous, and Six kind of the same way but off on the side.
They're a little preoccupied.
Okay, so you sort of peek out of the side and gesture towards Six and Kaneda, who are just kind of minding their own business right now. That's them.
Yeah.
Okay. Go get them. Bring them into the back room.
I don't know if that's a good idea. We're kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna clean these mashed potatoes off my face. Pierre, I think you should go retrieve our friends, because you are less suspicious.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
So Pierre, you go get them.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I'm just gonna go over and tug on him. A
So
little tug.
six. Six Pierre's tugging on you. What do you do? Six, are you there?
What's the question?
Six. Pierre comes over and tugs on you. What do you do?
Yeah, what's up?
I gestured for you to follow me.
All right.
And you do the same with Kaneda?
Yep.
Alright. So, you four are sort of led into a smaller back room, as it were, that is pretty well hidden from, prying eyes. And this sort of lady with a eye patch over one eye, amongst with several other fellows, is sitting around a large table. And they, she sort of gestures for you all to take a seat.
I'll sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from what my sources have told me, you received a box while in the Four Cities, got yourselves arrested, fled from the crime scene, essentially created such a uproar with your actions that you were chased down by one of the Knights of Valento in an airship. I don't know what happened from there, and now you turn up in Prisca with a stolen Abrigarian vessel. Am I getting this correctly?
I know it sounds bad, but we weren't even given a trial. It was kind of fucked up.
Well, what was in the box that would cause such a, a fit?
I looked to Pierre.
It was the location of the heir to the throne.
That would cause some uproar, yes. Because he's gone into hiding since this, well, you could say Prisca's under a bit of a hostile management right now. And the person with the eye patch, sort of looks over at Orlais, and it's like, and you led them here, yes? And Orlais kind of relays that she was on a mission to essentially cause an uprising of workers at one of the mines, and that they saved her after the mine was raided. And it's like, alright. Clearly you're all very talented. And you can obviously see that there's something up with this city right now, yes?
Yeah.
Something about what's going on here is not right. I'm certain you've run into vulture knights by now, yes?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Those are knights of the Caledonian Order. Be careful about them. There's many of them, they're very well trained, and they are more than willing to commit bloodshed on the streets of the city. Essentially, they are supposedly a order of knights whose job it is to guard the city of Prisca. But that's not what they're here for. They're here to guard the skyblood more than anything else. It's let the wealthy of this city live for centuries past when they should have already dried up and died.
I have returned.
Hello, Kaneda. I will leave Pierre to inform Kaneda of what's transpired. I am asking that all of you help me. The resistance to this to the Duke who's taken over rulership of the city is having a tough time right now. We don't know even what the skyblood is, or what's letting him and his soldiers gain this weird immortality, or what's up with it. They carefully guard not only what it is, but how it's made, how it's refined, and where it's even found. So I have a job for all of you if you're willing to accept it.
What's the job?
I need you to break into the city libraries.
The library?
It sounds silly, because in most cities, the libraries are public institutions that are open to everyone. Here, though, they are in the Plateau District, which is a walled-off district only available to the city's most elite patrons. 2, it is guarded by these same vulture knights that prowl the city grounds. And 3, it is where the information on the production and the creation of this skyblood is held. So it is an incredibly well-kept secret. Because you 3 are not, or because you 4 are not of Prisca, though, you are not as in nearly as much danger if you are captured. If you are captured, you will likely be thrown out of the city, or likely just have your arms chopped off. Whereas if anyone else were caught, it would be death sentence upon capture. On top of that,
I like having arms.
On top of that, the city keeps careful records of everyone who enters, right? Whereas, you 4 well-wanted fugitives are not from here, meaning that magics that are meant to track citizens of the city will not be as effective of you. You see why I'm asking for your help, yes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all willing to help?
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what exactly do you want from us? You want us to break into the library and do what?
Bring us some records on how to sort of stop the flow of skyblood. This stuff comes directly from the body of a great air elemental. There's something unnatural going on.
I see.
Can I have some before we kind of shut it off?
Skyblood?
I mean, like, my life expectancy is 30 years.
I mean, fair enough. I would recommend caution, though. While it does grant long life and, strength and all that, it has side effects.
Like what?
Not. Do you really want to know?
Sure.
I mean, your eyes get sunken. You start to look horrendous. I've never taken it myself, so I don't know what the side effects are, but I hear they're excruciating. All in pursuit of, 10 extra years?
That's a third of my lifespan.
Fair enough. It's like a drug, though. I would be careful.
Okie dokie.
Though I can't stop you.
Well, I'm in.
And then the head of the resistance kind of looks at Six for a moment. And you?
Seems to be within my wheelhouse. You have my
Wait a minute. And the head of the resistance kind of goes quiet for a moment and walks up to Six, sort of looking you up and down. What's your name again?
Six.
Last.
Taria.
What's that?
Yeah.
Taria. Wait a minute, I recognize you. I recognize you for certain.
I've been involved in a few other movements.
No, I recognize you for certain. And she sort of looks at her compatriots for a moment. I thought she went off to the woods and died. But no, the person who cast the first stone at the corrupt king actually sits right before us.
I didn't die.
You didn't die? Well, what were you doing for all these years? You could have become a leader of this resistance movement. Instead, you disappeared one day.
Never wanted to be a leader.
Well, why not? There's glory in it. You could have saved the people. Why did you vanish?
Safety's sake. I need time to learn. I was young.
It seems like a bit of a cowardice excuse, but I won't hold it against you. Did you three know of this? Do you know who she was?
I'm not from this plane, so no.
Yeah, I don't remember if or if I was told or anything.
Well, it's good to have you back in Prisca, Tario.
Good to be here.
How are your mother and your father?
I wouldn't know. It's been a long time since I've seen either.
I mean, all I know is that you cast the stone, and that you were an early, martyr for the resistance movement here. You don't have family here in Prisca?
Mother may be somewhere around, but my father has been absent my whole life.
Oh dear. Well, all four of you, if you need a place to stay while fighting, let me know. I'm in the market district, just behind the airship bazaar. I'll be willing to give you all a place to stay if you need it.
It's a very kind gesture, thank you.
Right then. We act on this plan tomorrow morning, and a swear to silence. And she sort of puts her hand up in a sort of weird thumbs up that seems to be like a resistance sign.
I imitate the motion.
Okay. And with that, various members, one at a time start leaving the room. They don't leave all at once, obviously, because that would look very suspicious. So eventually it's just you or you four and the leader. Right. Do you all have a place to stay?
Do what?
Do you all have a place to stay?
No. We're new in town.
How did you even get here?
I mean, unless we're going to sleep
You-
on the boat.
Yes, exactly. But like, that's a large vessel. Where did you hide that?
We didn't. It's just kind of out there.
It's a few
Please don't
miles.
steal our boat.
All right. Well, I'll send one of our mages out there to sort of cloak the thing if you can. Oh yes, 6. And to anyone else who can do magic, be careful when doing it in the city. It's banned in public, just by the way.
Ah, good to know.
I thought I should let all of you know of that before, you do anything you regret.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the Hound's owner and ask them to set you up with a place here.
I've returned
Thank
once
you.
more.
We appreciate that very much.
What did I miss?
Oh god.
Oh god.
Well, you all have basically the equivalent of a luxury suite in a sleazy motel.
Nice.
And you all have a moment to sort of catch your breath and talk to each other now.
Pierre, fill me in on everything.
No.
No.
Very informative. No, but for real.
We have to go get some documents from a library, and we have a place to.
Alright.
I'm gonna steal some blood.
Yeah, that too.
Why a library, though?
Because that's where it is.
Libraries only accessible by upper class people.
Sorry, I only work out at the library.
True.
So, well, now that you all have a moment to think, like, one, Apollo is trying to get what is essentially like a controlled substance. 2, you found out that 6 is involved with some very shady business. Or was involved with some shady business. So, and yeah, Kaneda wants to be informed on the plans here.
Yeah.
Because he had trouble following all of that conversation.
Tomorrow morning we'll go and retrieve the document.
We need a way to get into the library, though. How are we gonna manage that?
Yeah, how are we gonna exactly
Should we
manage?
form a plan before we just kind of storm in there?
Should we dress up super posh?
I only have 10 gold, so
Likewise.
See how much gold do I have?
We should just sneak in. We're not going to be able to trick them into thinking we're rich. None of us have enough money to pay our way in.
Well, it's not like the door's gonna be unlocked.
That's why we sneak in.
We can't sneak through walls.
Or maybe the door is gonna be unlocked.
This is stupid.
Like, why would they lock the door?
There are countless entrances to any building other than the main entrance.
We don't even have like a map of the place. We have no idea where to find the shit. Oh my.
Oh,
Is
I
that a
have.
map?
It's an MS Paint drawing that I did one night while bored of essentially what Prisca looked like in my head.
Oh,
It's not
So where's the
great.
library?
I like it.
The library would be like up near that plateau district near the top.
Oh,
Oh.
that's gonna be fun to get through. I have 50 gold.
Why are you so stacked? Give me.
No,
Bougie cop.
I am not a cop nor bougie. This is my money for my adventure / training.
You're a cop and bougie.
I am not bougie nor a cop.
Wait. So wait. You have gold, Kaneda, right?
Yeah.
So one, was that like a gift from like your master or like your school or whatever was training you?
His sugar daddy.
It was from my family to go on this journey so I don't starve.
Oh, that's sweet.
So
And
they
then-
kicked you out of the house.
Second question.
So your family gave you a trust fund.
Second question, right? Is because you're from a faraway land, right? Like,
Mhm.
are these coins? Or is this just like raw gold, or what is it? Because if it's coins, it's probably going to be pretty worthless. You're thinking about it.
It's coins, but it's like made of pure gold. It's meant to be like semi-universal currency.
Oh, okay. Like the Roman
Bitcoin.
coins that showed up in like Khmer.
Yeah, gold
Yeah.
gold coins in this era, like while they might be minted by different cities, are usually universal because they're
Yeah,
printed
it'll be
based on weight.
universal, but like
Yeah.
you know, they'll try to undercut you if it's like some other currency that they're unfamiliar with. Interesting.
So can you like buy us some fancy hats, or what do you think would get us in?
Fancy hats. Of course that'll get you. No, that will not get us in. Hats? Really?
Well, don't bully me. Come up with a better idea.
What part of hats makes you think, oh, I'm going to wear a fancy hat. I'm going to be led into a library. No, they're going to put you in an insane asylum.
I'm not hearing a better
Or-
idea.
We should just
Um,
sneak in. We can't bluff our way into a exclusive joint like that. We gotta sneak.
Who said we had to sneak?
I did. It's my professional opinion.
I mean, you're a pirate. How are you going to sneak into a posh area and not get caught?
And
Being
you're a
out of
cop.
place. I'm literally not a cop.
Wait, did Pierre say that in game or is that meta talk?
Yeah, Pierre doesn't trust Kaneda.
Okay.
Kaneda's kind of coppy.
I'm
So
literally
Signed
not
cop
a
at birth.
Pierre uses
A
the term
cab.
cop. That's
Yes.
funny. Alright. We'll say it's
I
some
mean-
thieves can't or something.
I don't.
Thieves can't for narc.
Yeah.
Ah ha 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 ha
Why is he still laughing? Is he okay?
ha.
I think he's embarrassed.
He should
Y'all
be.
are
He
hilarious.
looks ridiculous.
You look ridiculous. How about I just go in since I will probably be let in?
Why? Because
50
you.
gold is not a lot.
Yes, but I look like a foreigner and I look exotic because of my armor.
I look exotic, and you saw how that elf bastard treated me.
I mean, there's good exotic and bad exotic. You put mashed potatoes all over your face and ran.
That was after.
Tried to start a food fight.
I'm just gonna be racist. Kaneda be racist. I don't think any of us are gonna be able to get in there through bluffing.
Well, maybe
no
we should
offense.
just. Maybe we should just sort of look around I mean, it's a port. There's got to be some cool shit, right? Maybe we can, gear up and.
Yeah, I mean, we could go in loud and fast.
That's also a terrible idea.
Hmm?
That's also a terrible idea.
What do you mean that's a terrible
You all
idea?
sound like you've never
I feel bad for your
stolen
girlfriend.
anything.
What girlfriend?
Canada is a lot like Andres.
Kaneda is Andres if he was a dragon and Japanese.
But not actually Japanese.
God.
Like fake Japanese.
Like a weeb.
Like me?
So like Andres. The only difference between Kaneda and Andres is Kaneda's a dragon.
No.
Because
No,
Andres is a
shut
weeb.
up.
Andres is a weeb, bougie, and a cop.
I'm literally not even bougie.
And racist.
Man,
And
it's hard to
lonely.
tell what's meta talk and what's in game right now.
Yeah.
Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Damn.
Like I love y'all, but you need to definitely distinctify what's meta talk and what's like in game.
Yeah. But alright. So in game, my character is not a dragon version of me. Let's start there.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So, anyways, do we maybe want to go shopping and see what we find that might help us get into the library? Or maybe we could talk to people about getting in? Or
Yeah, we could be snuck in.
I could. I'm
what
a
if
pirate.
what if we what if we made like a big horse as a present and then we got inside?
That's a horrible plan.
I
But
think.
like rich people love gifts, right?
I think
What if
that
it's shiny? I'm sorry,
Pierre-
what do you think?
Pierre's gonna look for a public works office. Any kind of. No, seriously. Even old-fashioned cities have general city layouts, and for building as central and as important as a library, even if it is exclusive, there's probably some kind of blueprint somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal blueprints.
Okay. I mean,
If-
like y'all can keep planning till the cows come home. Like, let me
When
know
are the
when
cows
you
coming
want
home?
the next day to begin and for like us to resume gameplay.
When are the cows coming home?
I don't know. Fucking, that's up to you. But like, you guys can keep planning as long as you want.
My milkshakes bring all the cows to the yard.
I'm gonna try to find a public works office.
Right now?
I mean, yeah. Didn't we already sleep?
Okay, you
No.
guys want to skip till morning then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's
we figured out a
wait.
plan?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, like again, don't feel rushed. Y'all can take as long as you need to hash things out.
Well, I would like to do some shopping if Pierre wants to split off and find some blueprints. I'd say that's a good idea.
Wait,
Does anyone want to come with, or does anyone want to do something else?
who's gonna pay for this shopping? You have 10 gold.
Do you want to come with me?
Sure.
Canada's stingy.
Okay. What's
Yeah,
six
this
take
is
in all
kind of
this?
my.
I'm more
survival
interested in the map as well. I think I'll go with Pierre.
Okay. So we have Pierre and Six going one way, and we have Kaneda and Apollo going the other.
So we
Yeah.
have mindless capitalism, and then we have stealing.
Okay. The shopping is a little bit more low stakes, so we'll do that first, right?
Hooray!
So y'all take a good night's rest, and in the morning you wake up and like last night, a red mist hangs over the city. With the sun up, you can feel it's kind of like being trapped in a hot box. Like it's a bit sweltering in the city. kind of uncomfortable, weirdly. But Apollo and Kaneda, what district are you gonna go shopping in?
Okay, let me scroll back up to the top. Okay. So, is it the slope market? Is that the, like...
The slope market is essentially like a market district that basically runs along the main road that goes from the harbor up the hillside.
That sounds promising. Want to go there? Kaneda? Buddy!
Huh? What?
He's dead.
Snap
What?
out of it! I slap him.
Oh, yeah, I'm back.
Okay, so Bird and Kaneda are going shopping in Slope Market.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What kind of stuff are you looking for?
Potions.
Okay. Any specific reason?
Health potions?
Why do we need health potions for?
'Cause we almost died last time.
Well, yeah, we were attacking a giant monster.
Well, yeah, but, like, there's vulture peoples. Like, maybe this isn't a great... What if things go bad? And we enter combat? We're all fucked. Or maybe we want some invisibility potions. I don't know, potions do cool shit. Do cool shit.
Cool stuff.
Shut up.
Okay. So
I speak 5 languages. Get off my back.
Alright, so... I think
you know
we
what
should...
Sorry, I want to share a headcanon that I just thought of.
Yeah.
It's like a Latino mom where it's like Apollo's really, like, when she's like being nice, she's speaking, in common, but when she gets very upset, that's when she busts out like the Aarakocran language. Okay, sorry. Carry on, Kaneda.
I think what we should do is we should figure out a tactic to sneak around to the library. Need to actually hammer down, like, this tactic that we need to do.
Wait, we're gonna look for what?
Items that could help us sneak around.
So, like invisibility potions, like what I just said.
Now, you said health potions. Invisibility potions works good, though. It's a good idea.
While you guys are walking, you kind of pass this person who hands you a flyer for like this weird potion shop that's opening up.
How convenient! We should go here! No, shut up, we're going. And I just pull Kaneda.
It's not convenient, more just like the thing that's relevant to you that happened because there's probably like 5 or 6 other things that happened to you guys while walking, but like, when telling a story, you cut out the unimportant stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you sort of see this like kind of four-story building, kind of in the Dutch style, where it's like it's got like a very, you know what Dutch buildings look like, right? It's like the stereotypical, medieval kind of tall building.
The buildings from Frozen.
That's Denmark, but that's okay. You're almost.
That's
there.
like super similar, though.
You're almost there. It's like tangential. So yeah, there's like this 4-story building, and you can see like pipes coming out of the building at various floors to like vent off steam. And there's some people coming in and out with like bottles, either filling them or like drinking them, all sorts of weird stuff.
I want to go in.
This
Alright.
this
Sure,
place
why not?
smells like alchemy, and the walls. It's like a candy store, but with potions, where it's like the walls are lined, and it's like there's plenty of show-offs of stuff. And it's like, this one helps you grow a mustache, and pour this one, it'll make your food taste better. And yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like drink this one, it'll help you pee easier. Like
Dude, it smells like alchemy in here. Bro, this alchemy is so loud.
And I would hope it would. You see like a little gnome standing there with a pair of goggles over his head.
Hello, sir. Do you work here?
Yes, I am one of the people who works here. What can I do to help you?
We were maybe looking for some handy dandy, maybe like invisibility potions.
Invisibility. Well, those are pretty helpful for committing crimes. So you kind of need a warrant from the Caledonians to get any of that. Do you have a warrant?
No.
Well, then I'm
Is there
afraid I
anything?
can't sell you controlled substances like that.
Is there something adjacent, maybe a lot less potent, that's similar to one of those, but like doesn't require a warrant? Is there like a disguise potion, maybe, perhaps?
Are you trying to break the law? What are you doing?
I'm not an expert in alchemy, I'm sorry. I've never been here, I don't know what you have.
I mean, it's harmless enough to ask questions, and I encourage curiosity and knowledge, but it really does sound like you're trying to break the law here in some way.
Oh no, it's just that my parents are abusive, and I don't like coming home, and
Are you gonna bluff him?
yeah.
Alright. Alright, give me a deception then.
Okay. $11.
11. The gnome kind of looks concerned and like pats you on the back, and it's like, oh dear, that's terrible. Here, why don't I call over the Caledonian Knights to have them investigate the situation at home?
No, that's okay.
No, I insist. It sounds very bad. I want to help you.
No, I think you could help me by maybe pointing me in the direction of some cool potion shit. What you got?
he like takes a moment kind of to get over like the whiplash of that. He's like, right, well, we have skyblood if you're looking for that. We have,
Isn't that a controlled substance? Are you trying to sell me drugs?
No, skyblood is available to anyone who can afford it. Unfortunately, it's very expensive.
How much is it?
It's about 60 gold a bottle.
I'll say a maybe on that.
Very
We'll
well.
come back to that.
But we've also got hair growth potions. We've got... Ooh, this one. You feed it to your child while they're growing up. It helps them grow up big and strong. And it kind of looks like Flintstone vitamins, though you're not entirely sure because he whips it past your face really quickly. We've got this one that makes you really fast at running. This one, it helps...
Wait. Fast at running? How fast?
Go about an extra mile an hour or two.
Oh.
I don't know, I've never tried it out myself, but it's pretty good.
How would you know?
I mean, I have friends who do races and stuff like that. Just between you and me, we might have slipped him a little bit before he started the challenge.
Ooh, naughty.
Oh, this one helps keep away giant rats.
You know, these sound really good.
You know, if a family member is sick, we have all sorts of medicines for that sort of ordeal.
Sick? Like dying sick?
Dying sick, just got a runny nose. We run the gamut.
What do you have, in that department then, on the stronger side?
Well, if you're injured at the workplace or something, we have health potions, of all
That'll
sorts.
do.
Alright. Would you be needing a minor health potion or something strong?
How much is a minor potion?
Minor would run you 5 gold a bottle, and a major will run you about 10.
Can I take 5 of those?
5 of the minor or 5 of the major?
Major.
Alright, we'll do 5 of the major.
He's got the money, and I'm gonna elbow, Kaneda.
Hello
I'm
there,
back.
sir. Do you have the money?
I've returned.
Give the
Yes.
nice shopkeeper your money.
Huh?
Give me your money!
How much?
50.
No!
50 gold?
That is all of my money.
That's a rip-off. You're getting ripped off.
That is a ripoff.
Well, then how much would you be willing to pay? Can we haggle?
For what? What are we haggling for?
Health potions.
Just health potions?
Kaneda just... I love the idea that Kaneda just zonked out while, like, Apollo just gleefully went shopping.
Having war flashbacks.
Yeah, well, he's like the dad at Forever 21 who just sits outside on, like, the bench.
But
50
Kaneda,
gold.
what if one of us dies? You were almost dead, remember? Remember?
And they can stay dead, not for all my gold.
Jesus.
That's kind of rude.
It's kind of capitalist, not gonna lie.
Wow.
This
okay.
gold is meant to keep me alive.
Well, that's
And
what
to
a
keep-
health potion is for, dummy.
Yeah, but in terms of food, how am I gonna eat if I have no gold?
We can catch shit. I'm a ranger.
I don't think I can catch a beer at a tavern.
I love this character interaction.
Kaneda,
Kaneda,
stereotype.
Kaneda, I'm gonna kick your ass.
No, you won't.
Step out this shop, see what happens.
If you two
Alright,
lovebirds are going to fight, please don't do it in my shop.
That's a microaggression.
What?
Apollo's like 7.
Oh, because you're a bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Wow, you know, I really thought this was a classy establishment, but if you're gonna be using language like that towards me,
Fine, I'll do
I don't.
38 for the lot.
I mean, I wasn't even.
We'll do it!
I mean, I wasn't even gonna pay for
Kaneda,
it.
shut the fuck up!
So I'm just gonna walk out.
Fuck you.
Kaneda truly is bougie.
So, does this mean I'm not getting paid?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're not.
I'm sorry. He's being a butt right now.
I'm
I'll
being a
follow
butt.
after him.
I'm being a butt.
You
I'm being a butt.
two are just walking along, arguing in public.
Great. Cool.
Kaneda, you're a hard ass. Stop.
I'm a hard ass. You're the one who's trying to use all of the gold that was my
38 for
family's
5
life
potions.
savings. That is a horrible deal.
A vulture knight
Does it?
walks up to you two and it's like, is there a problem here?
Nope.
Yes, I'm being robbed of my gold.
You're so dumb.
By bad deals.
By
You're
bad
so
deal.
dumb.
Sir, the shopkeepers may do what they want inside their own establishment.
Have a nice day, officer.
And the Vulture Knight sort of gives you both a weird look before walking away.
I'm gonna kick Pineda in the fucking shins. The fuck was that for, dude?
What do you mean? What the fuck was that
You
for?
trying to get me arrested?
No.
Dude, now we look hella sus.
How do we look sus?
I love the lingo that these medieval characters are just busting out to each other.
Hey, we gotta use code.
It's jargon.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
thieves' can't.
It's thieves' Whenever we use modern words, the argument is it's thieves' can't. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Alright. I'm down with that. We're gonna look
Thieves'
at it.
can't is just.
Anything you want it to be.
Mhm.
Pineda, so what would you rather spend your gold on, huh?
Um,
We're out here shopping. You might as well just take me to a shop that you'd actually be willing to spend your gold at.
invisibility potions, as we came here for.
Well, they don't have any. It's for warrant shit. Like, we don't have none of that.
I'm
Yeah,
just
we
gonna
do.
write a warrant. He's a cop.
Did we check any other stores?
No.
Let's check the other stores. Let's do that.
Okay,
Alright.
let's go. Lead the way.
Well, where are you guys gonna search then?
No,
Is
this
there
is
like
all
a
up to Kaneda. He's gonna find it himself.
is there like a directory of all the stores like they have at malls?
No, because
It's a
this is,
city.
yeah, this is an entire city, dude.
Yeah, is there like a map of the city that shows
Oh,
everything
God.
is?
Yeah, the MS Paint drawing I dropped in voice text. No, there's no, like... Actually, for next session, I'll probably draw a more accurate map of Prisca. But, for right now, let's say you can't really find a map of it. You just know where the districts are. So there's Plains, Foresters, Rib District, Harbor District, and the Slope Market and Plateau District. Those are the big places where you can go shopping, essentially, right now.
I see. So can I use perception to find another store?
Perception.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that.
I'm gonna roll.
No, okay.
I'm gonna roll.
You can use perception if you are in a high place, like that you can like gaze down at the entire city from. Like that. That's
See if
the
you can
situation
smell
where
more
perception
alchemy.
Can be used. See if you can smell more alchemy. You say.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he was like a rogue or a ranger or like a class that was like more adapted at that kind of stuff, I would
Oh,
say
you mean
yes.
like me?
Yeah, but like as a fighter, maybe if he wants.
Apollo.
What?
Do me a favor and
Smell
smell out more alchemy.
Do birds even have a sense of smell?
Yes.
Yes.
Birds have nostrils.
Huh.
I think.
I think.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
I'm not.
Yeah, but
Admittedly.
just having nostrils doesn't mean you have a sense of smell.
That's true.
Are birds reptiles?
Oh
No.
my God.
They're birds.
Yeah,
It's
but
its own
it's a-
class of animal.
Oh,
You dingus.
man, shut up. Anyways, continuing.
Birds seem to lack much power of smell, says birdsandblooms.com.
Oh. What is this .com you speak of? We're in medieval times. There's no .com.
Says vultures, seabirds, kiwis, and parrots have decent smell.
Oh.
They can
are you
smell.
any of those?
No, I'm a lapwing.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
I don't know what those do. I mean,
you don't
Crap,
have
so
much
we
of
can't
a sense of smell.
we can't
lapwing.
smell it out.
Yeah, no, that's a plover. That's
Too bad you guys don't have a good class with you.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck off! I'm a ranger.
Do you wanna call off the search?
And I'm a roacher.
Like, do we really need it?
Nada, I don't like you much.
Shut up.
Oh,
I'm the best person in this group.
You're really
Hands
rude.
down.
Like something a cop would say.
You sound like you'd be good friends with that elf I met the other day.
Oh, that elf sound like an asshole.
Exactly.
you see like one of those rolling shop carts come by, and
I'm gonna stop by it.
they've got like swords and stuff on it.
Ooh!
Oh yeah, let's go to the cart.
Is it like a noodle cart?
Yeah, kind of. And you see a dwarf fellow pushing the cart on by.
All right, what you got?
Oh,
Sword.
me bringing down some products from the mountain. And most of the swords look kind of heavy.
Hmm.
So, well, you know, can't have everyone come to the brick and mortar store, so you bring the products to them. You look like a fine understander of good swordsmanship. And he hands you like a hefty longsword, but like it's a dwarven one, so it's very thick. He's like, "What do you think of that?"
Not very elegant.
And the dwarf just kind of sighs, puts all the swords back in his carts, and it's like, "Well, you're not an understander of true craftsmanship," and just walks along.
Look what you do! Look,
Andres is a terrible customer.
I had my
nobody
my
likes
katana.
you!
I had my katana. I don't need a sword. I don't need another sword.
Okay.
Like, nobody likes me either, let's be real, but like, nobody likes you.
So let's say this is where
At
we.
least I'm not the weirdo who put mashed potatoes in your face. Everyone knows you by mashed potato face.
Let's say
That's
this
funny
is
because
where
I keep forgetting that, but I keep remembering that you're a cop.
all of you three. Let's say this is where we leave Kaneda and Apollo for right now. You know, doing their thing. And now we're gonna go to Six and to Pierre and see what they're up to. Because I've definitely left Six and Pierre out of RP for too long. So Six, Pierre, what is your plan? What do you do?
I'm gonna go find that map.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you find the public works office?
Oh, by the way, before we left, I changed my clothes to look less like a sailor and more like a relatively well put together person.
Yeah, like not a weirdo.
Not a weirdo, shut up. But I'm dressed in like nice-ish clothes now.
Okay.
Like clothes that are obviously intended to look nice.
Your Sunday
like,
best.
Yeah, my Sunday best.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask around. I'm gonna pretend to be like an architect.
Okay.
An architect?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a
All
deception
right.
real quick.
What?
Give me a deception real quick.
I have a disguise kit, so I think I should get a bonus.
All right. Yeah.
Is this advantage or?
Yeah. Let's do it with advantage.
$15.
15. All right. Yeah. So.
I'm rolling fucking terribly. This bot sucks. I hate this bot.
So
Are you sure it's just not you?
You're
I
given.
think it's you.
You're given instructions as to where the public works office is, and you find it in the Harbor District. And it's kind of a bulky building, sort of looming over a lot of the rest of the city. And it's got like spooky gargoyles sitting out on the little pedestals, and just like an intimidating government building.
Nice. I'm gonna try to nonchalantly case the place.
Case the place.
Walking around looking for alternative entrances other than the main entrance that we could enter through.
Oh, okay. It looks like there are 3 doorways that lead to the main office, and that they're on the higher floors. It's a very vertical building, so we're gonna say there's one back room entrance for cleaning staff and like night workers and stuff like that. But like for the higher up buildings, or for the higher up floors, you could get across by the rooftops. You could swing into windows. Jump onto balconies, all sorts of stuff like that. But there's no like doorways aside from the one back room door.
I'm just gonna try to sneak in the staff entrance.
Okay. 6, what are you up to?
Just kind of following.
Okay. So, you two pop into the back room door, and it appears to be that nobody is here right now. And you kind of find the stairway that leads up to the higher floors where like all the office work is done and such. And there's like
I'm gonna look for a sign, because I'm assuming there's like signs marking up the place. I'm gonna look for a sign that like distinguishes a room or an office, like head of architecture, head of city planning, something like that.
City planning, 7th floor. You can take either the staircase or the elevator.
There's an elevator?
Yeah, there's an elevator.
I'm gonna take the staircase.
Well, you think people
Sounds
could
wild.
like create giant steam airships, but like couldn't make elevators?
Pierre doesn't trust elevators.
Pierre doesn't trust elevators.
I'm taking the stairs.
Alright. This is like I'm not using anything from like the 20th century, but like anything from like the 1800s, like fucking I feel free to like throw a piece or two of cool technology in there. And elevators to me are cool. Or you guys want to go real wild and say there's an escalator? Alright,
Pierre
yeah.
only half trusts those.
Alright, yeah, so do you take the stairs or the escalator? Or
Stairs.
the elevator? Okay.
Stairs.
You take the stairs, and you sort of, when you reach the 3rd floor, you can see one of those vulture knights sort of sitting there, just kind of looking bored.
I'm gonna sneak past and keep going up.
It's kind of like a linear hallway, so there's not a whole lot you can do to sneak past him per se.
The stairs aren't all on one side?
What do you mean?
Isn't this the 3rd floor?
Yeah, it's a stairwell, like, and he's like sitting, like.
Oh, he's in the stairwell.
Yeah, he's like sitting at where the 3rd floor ends, and he's sitting at the stairwell upwards.
I'm gonna do an acrobatics to climb the stairwell past him.
Saying, and it says like authorized personnel only.
Is he looking in the direction that, like, could I climb the side of the stairwell without him seeing me?
I'm going to say maybe. It's hard to tell if like anything about.
Should I
these
do an
guys
acrobatics
weird
and
now.
a sneak?
Yeah, okay. You can double up on those skills and see. That's gonna be a tough check, but like I'm down for it.
I'm not going to be able to follow you.
15 and 10.
15 and 10?
Yeah. 15 for stealth, 10 for acrobatics.
Okay. I would say you start doing parkour essentially up the stairwell, right? And to you, this is like those 17th, 18th century kind of stairs where it's like there's way too many weird things sticking out of it, and that's like way overly ornamented. So for you can kind of approach it like you do the rigging of a ship, and as a pirate, you've done plenty of swinging from ship rigging. And I would say you make it, but your hand slips, and I'm gonna ask you to do another acrobatics real quick, just to see if you slip or not.
22.
22. All right, so your hand slips for a moment, and the guard even goes like, but before he notices you dangling, you hoist yourself back up, and you're on the 5th floor stairwell without him noticing. Now, what do you do about 6?
What is the likelihood?
I'm gonna gesture to 6 to wait here, because it'll probably be easier to sneak around with one person.
What is the likelihood of what?
What's the likelihood? Guards.
Gabe, can you repeat what she said?
I also didn't hear all of it.
Yes, my dear 6, your voice is a little hard to hear.
Is this better?
Yeah.
What's the likelihood I can kill the guard silently?
I don't know. I mean, you can definitely sneak up on him. He's not paying too much attention. He's kind of looking up right now, thinking that he heard a noise up there. But like, he's a bored worker. He's not paying too much attention. So, sure, maybe you could off him.
I mean, just think about it. If we get caught right now, we're getting caught for breaking and entering and trespassing. If we get caught, if you do that, we're getting caught for murder.
You're right. We're already fugitives, though.
Why not break more laws, right? I mean, you've broken one, why not break all of them?
No, you're right. I'll just wait.
No, I mean, dude, do whatever you want. I think
I'm gonna like thumbs up and mouth BRB.
Thieves can't.
Okay, so you make your way up to the 7th floor, right? What do you do now that you're sort of around the area of what you're looking for?
I'm gonna read office signs.
Well, as you would assume, City Works is never a bustling sort of place. So as you make your way into the floor, into the office, you kind of see a human guy sort of asleep at his front desk, and it says like ring 4 if you need help. And at the back of the room, you see a little closet-looking thing labeled archives.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay. So you make your way into the archives.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go to L for library.
Well, first, the archives door is locked.
I can lockpick.
Okay.
That's sleight of hand, right?
Yeah, I would say that's the relevant skill.
Jesus Christ, what's with these rolls?
Mm-hmm.
9.
9. Okay.
I'm gonna try my actual dice just once because
I hate to use the Fallout's cop out. You have like lockpicks on you, right? Or are you doing this without tools?
let me check. I thought that was something. I have thieves' tools, yeah.
Okay, so you have lockpicking stuff.
Yeah.
So your thing kind of snaps off rather loudly in the door, but you can't really see past the cubicles, so you don't know if the guy in the front woke up from that or not.
I'm
But
gonna
it appears
pop
that
my head above.
okay.
See if anyone heard.
It appears he's still sound asleep. Looks like you're good.
Sick. Should I just try again then?
Yeah.
Okay, first time I roll with an actual dice, I got a 14 plus 7, 21.
Okay. Yeah, the door pops open. 6. While you're sort of sitting there twiddling your thumbs, you hear the vulture knight, who's kind of been asleep right now, stand up and start walking. And he's making his way up and down the stairs. So he's going down first.
Shit.
Gotta do my bloody rounds. Do you do anything? Make any attempt?
I'm gonna walk in the opposite direction of them. I'm trying to the hallway or something, at least around the corner.
So while they go down the stairs, you're gonna walk up them?
No,
No.
the opposite direction. Yeah, I said that wrong. Whatever.
You're gonna walk the same direction as them. Like while they're going down, you're gonna also go down.
Yes.
Okay. How did you dress for today?
My normal outfit, except I have stowed my giant hat.
Okay. Well, your normal outfit, I would say, looks formal enough that from far away the guard can't tell that you aren't supposed to be here. And as you march, kind of in step with him, one floor lower, you get to the bottom floor, sort of duck into the elevator shaft, and he sort of, looks around for a second and then starts walking up the stairs again.
I take the elevator to the floor that Gabe is on.
You take the elevator and meet no resistance.
Great. I'm gonna go.
Actually, no. Okay. For all the buttons above the third floor, there's like a little metal cage over those buttons with a little lock.
Well, the guard is on the second floor, correct?
Yes.
I will go to the third floor.
Okay. So you've beaten him to the third floor. Now what?
No. Continue to move up.
Oh, you take the stairs the rest of the way? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so you actually see Gabe whittling away at the doorway right now with these little tools. As you pass by the public works department on the 7th floor. And you see a guy asleep at the front desk. What do you do?
I walk over to Gabe and watch. I walk over to Pierre and watch.
Mm-hmm. So Pierre's popped open the door, And now you two are looking through the archives together. What do you do?
Do we know the name of the library?
No. Probably would have been good information to get before going to the archives, huh?
I'm gonna just go to L for library.
You find nothing.
I'm gonna search the rest of the archives. I'll start at one end and I'll tell Six to start at the other.
Okay.
So,
Surely we can find a map.
so after about 15 minutes of searching, you hear the guy at the front desk wake up.
I closed the door behind me, by the way.
Okay. And
Because I'm polite. I wasn't raised in a barn.
and you know those pre-phones? Like has anyone watched
Yeah.
Cinderella and remembers that scene really early on where like her stepsisters call her?
Yeah.
There's like one of those looking things by the guy at the front desk, and he receives a call, right? And he goes, and he starts making his way towards the archives. And you can hear him fumbling with keys right now. Did you remember to lock the door?
No, but I'm gonna ready an action.
Okay, what action are you gonna ready?
I'm gonna ready an action to grab him from behind and put my hand over his mouth and nose.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock him out.
Alright, so the guy walks in. He's sort of a man in his 40s, kind of handsome actually. And he walks in, you get the hand over his mouth. What do you do? He's like,
I'm gonna put my arm around his neck and like try to.
Are you gonna fucking snap his neck?
No, Jesus Christ!
It's really
I'm just
violent.
gonna try to put him to sleep.
Okay, I don't know how you do that without killing a person.
If you can deprive a person's brain of oxygen for long enough that they pass out without fucking dying.
Alright, yeah, give me a strength check, because this guy's struggling against you.
He's an office worker. How strong can he be?
I don't know, he's got a really good gym membership.
14.
Alright, yeah, you overpower him and he's out.
Apparently the gym membership isn't that good.
6, you just see... You saw your pirate friend just knock a man out. What do you do?
Kind of just, look over the situation and go back to search.
It dawns on you that guy might have known where to look.
Right? Yeah.
Whatever. I'm gonna drag him back to his desk and like sit him in his chair.
Okay. So another 15 minutes go by, and now one of the vulture knights walks into the room, and you hear yelling at the front desk, where it's like, "I told you, we needed those plans 5 minutes ago. Where are?" And he goes quiet. And he pokes the guy. It's like, and the vulture knight gets really quiet and draws his sword.
Oop.
All right. Where are you?
I did lock the door this time.
I know there's intruders about. And he searches the office really quick. Give me a. Sorry, I need to.
Are there any other rooms on this floor? Like further down?
There's a bathroom, and there is the archive, and there's the main office.
Is there a window in this archive?
Very small.
Big enough to fit a person through?
Doubtful. Maybe if you're a halfling, but a dragonborn, especially, dragonborns are big and lumpy in weird places. You will not be fitting through
Don't
that.
body shame them.
That's fair.
Don't body shame me.
6 might be able to do it, actually. 6 could probably do it.
What?
6 could probably fit through that window, but not you.
Ah, yes. I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make faint musical notes in the bathroom.
Man, after a night of beans, I'm making faint musical. Sorry, that's low bar. That's low bar.
I could have gone with an odd odor, but
Ooh, stinky.
You could have just soiled the guard's pants. That's the go-to prestidigitation move. Make people shit their pants.
So the guard looks in the bathroom for a few moments. Let's see. Actually, 6. Give me a history check.
a history check.
Yeah, give me a history check.
I'm proficient in this.
Both of you give me a history check, in fact.
19.
19?
17 plus something, probably. Where's history? Plus
Well,
4, Jesus.
After a lot of searching, 6 actually does manage to find it. And she has the floor plans for the library in her hands. But now the guard has realized that there's nothing in the bathroom, and he's coming to search the archives.
Alright, 6. Go out through the window. I've got a plan.
Through the window? I can distract the guard while you get out. I have feather falling. I can just jump down the whole flight of steps.
I can't get out the window. You need to go out the window. I can get past the guard.
Alright, I'll go out the window. I'll take the documents as well.
Okay, remember that this is a sheer 7-story drop.
I have feather falling.
Okay. Even still, that's at the very least disconcerting to be looking at a 7-story drop.
True.
And thinking, yeah, I'm gonna climb out this bathroom-sized window and just drop 7 stories. Okay, what do you... Okay, so 6, you're jumping out the window, yes?
Yes.
Okay. How you cast Featherfall? What are the components for Featherfall?
Verbal and what's that?
Material.
Oh shoot.
Oh no. Oh no, dude.
There's gotta be a quill somewhere in that room.
You don't have a bag of components?
Wait, maybe I do.
Guys,
But I don't know
I
what's
could
in
be
it.
saying,
Component pouch. What does that even mean?
where you
Oh.
carry like the little doodads you need for your spells.
I have an ink pen, which we could assume is because there's an ink bottle. It's a feather.
Yeah, okay. You have a pen that you could use.
And I will use that for my component.
Okay. So the feather sort of grows, sort of expands, and then poofs, and like the little down that surrounds you sort of slows your fall, and you come gently to the ground. What are you doing, Pierre?
It's time to improvise. Pierre might have lied about having a plan.
Oh no.
But now 6 is out of the room with the
Yeah, with the
blueprints, right?
Yeah, with the
Sick.
blueprints. Okay, so the door opens and the vulture knight is
Before the door opens, I'm gonna put myself in a position that looks like I've been knocked out as well. I'm gonna feign unconsciousness.
All right. Did you put or did you close the records like in a?
Yeah, I put everything back in order, and then I lied down kind of haphazardly.
Okay, so So the vulture knight sort of looks at you, looks at the open window. Give me a deception check. Or no, performance, because you're playing dead.
What do I have for performance?
This is probably the most high stakes performance it rolled in like D&D.
11 plus 3, 14?
The knight looks at you. He's looking very intensely.
I can't see him looking at me.
Mm-hmm. He goes to the front desk. You hear him ring. And you can hear him asking, "Do we have any Dragonborns in City Planning Department?" No? Okay, got it. And he hangs up the phone. And he makes his way back to you.
I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna stay there.
You're gonna...
For all he knows, I don't know.
Alright,
Be a janitor.
he draws his sword, and he's about to do a coup de grace.
Jesus Christ.
You have one action before he kills you instantly.
I'm going to pocket sand.
What do you mean pocket sand?
Any self-respecting rogue always carries pocket sand.
He's got a helmet on.
Helmets have eye holes. Do they not?
It's a very tough throw. Alright.
I'm
Sure,
blowing it.
fuck it, I
Yo,
guess.
fuck it.
Why not?
Would this be an attack roll?
Yes.
Dexterity?
Yes.
Sick. Oh, come on. Come on, dice gods. Shit. I can't see where the dice went. Oh my god.
What?
I can't tell what that number is, but oh my god, it's an 18.
It's
Plus 3 plus 2,
Alright.
23.
Roll one of the 4-sided dice.
Doing damage?
Yes.
2.
2? Okay, so you don't do damage. It's just surprise. So you toss...
Is he blinded?
Yeah, you toss it in his eyes, he stumbles back, and he's blinded temporarily.
I'm gonna leap to my feet and like just shoulder pound him into the wall.
Okay.
Another attack roll?
Yeah, unarmed strike.
Oh, what's the bonus for that?
1d4 plus your strength.
Oh wait, no, it would just be my attack bonus,
Yes.
right? So, that's 5 again. Wait, yeah, 5 again. So that's a 14, and then 1d4 plus strength or
Yeah.
dexterity.
Strength.
Okay, that's 4,
4?
including the bonus.
Damn, you shoulder bash him like into the filing cabinets essentially. These are like old timey wood ones, but it's still like a crunch as he bashes into it, and he swings his sword wildly, like not able to fully see. So he's doing this with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh, that's really high first roll. So. Oh my god. What's your AC?
What do you get? 14?
21 was his AC hit. So let's do damage. Oh, this guy hits like a motherfucker. Let's see. I need 2 dice for this. Let's see. 7 plus 3. That's 10. It's 10 slashing damage. How much HP do you have left?
It's 10 damage?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's a knight. That's a level 3 enemy.
Fucking told you, Andreas. Sorry.
That doesn't knock you out, does it?
I was planning on shoulder bashing him and then like leaping backwards and like trying to get out of the room, but I guess I'm dead.
What do you mean dead?
I mean, I'm knocked out and I don't think anyone's coming to my rescue.
Oh no! Oh shit!
I have 10 HP total.
Bloody thieves! And the vulture knight puts his sword away. And you're fading in and out of consciousness from like a brutal, like his sword kind of looks like those Nazgul swords. Like it's a fucking brutal weapon he hit you with. And you can hear him on the phone again, and he says, "I've got the brigand in custody. Put him in the cell, deep." And he's standing over. It's like, "Oh yes, you're coming with me, bastard." And with that, Gabriel, you've been captured, and you are. When you eventually wake up, you are in chains in some hellhole dungeon, and you don't know where you are.
Sick.
Six. You. What do you do, Six?
I don't know, because I don't have line of sight, so I'm just like waiting.
Okay, so you're waiting at the base of the building for Pierre.
Yeah, I assume at some point I would see a company of knights.
Yeah,
And
you see,
then I would.
You do what?
Then I leave and head back to wherever we're.
Okay, yeah, you saw them carry out an unconscious Pierre. See, this is what I mean about like the fact that you are not from around here is good, because if you were a Prisca citizen, they would have killed you on the spot. But because they don't know like who you are, where you're from, they're not going to risk, potentially getting the city into political trouble or something if you're some foreign spy or something. So they're only taking you captive for now. Still, though, you don't know where. You see them taking off Pierre. You're gonna. What are you doing, Six? Are you meeting up with the others, or?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to save Pierre on my own.
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh no, Pierre got captured.
So, Andres, Kaneda and Apollo are arguing in the district square.
I'm telling you,
And
Kaneda, I really think these potions are a great idea.
and Six, you see them arguing, and what do you do?
Yeah,
Like,
we have
someone's already dead.
we have bigger issues right now. Someone is almost.
Someone is what?
Pierre has been taken into custody.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I have the plans, but we need to get him back.
Do we need to?
I mean, I can't
Shut
drive
the
the
fuck
ship.
up, Kaneda. Oh my god. Yes, of course we have to get him back.
Why do we need to get him back? That would put the rest of the plan at risk.
Kadena's kind of right.
He knew what he was doing when he got into this business.
I mean, unironically, yeah. He did know what he was doing.
Alright.
Never leave a comrade behind.
He knew the risks involved. We can get him afterwards, but we can't get him out beforehand if it risks the mission.
I guess.
I'm pretty sure.
Is our
I'm
mission
pretty
sensitive?
the worst that can happen to Pierre is that he gets kicked out. All right. He's not in any mortal danger. He's just gonna get kicked out probably, and you can just go back to the ship.
That, by the way, just
Haunted
letting you know that is Kaneda's conjecture. That both of you don't know that for sure.
We're wanted fugitives. He'll be shipped back to the force.
To the what?
To
Or
the full
cities.
city.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't want to leave him in jail either. That's kind of rude. I think we should go get him, like, as soon as possible.
Okay.
So did you, like, do you know where they took him?
Not a clue.
You didn't follow them?
No.
What the
Where were
fuck?
fugitives? There was a whole company of knights.
So what you're telling me is we have to go get him. But you didn't do anything in the
Well, let's go talk to our contact. I'm sure that they know where prisoners are.
Yeah, let's talk to them, see what they think, then we'll plan accordingly.
Okay.
You guys want to leave the session there for today then?
Yeah.
Hooray!